Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Form of Therapy. My name is PD. Checking out the debut of a brand new girl group. This is Superwoman by UNIS. I don't know anything about UNIS other than that they are a survival show group out of Universe Tickets. I'm going to be honest, my first time hearing of this show. I'm sure many of you guys have seen it, but it's a first for me. And this is their debut. I've been checking out a slew of new girl group debuts, and I figure, hey, it's time. Let's check out UNIS. There is another recent comeback that they did called Curious as well, which I'll check out in a separate video, but we'll start with Superwoman. Let's go. Very, very pink. This melody is really, really good. Ooh. The vocal direction for this song is really, really good. What the fuck? This is so... Is that Moomba? Like, I'm not good with genres, but this is unexpected.
What you think about me? What you think about me? 세상을 바꿔 la la la. Just trust me. I have power. I'll take you under 내 쫓아낼 정도 모르니 있으면 더 baby. 보여줘 who I am. I have power. Love follow. 한번 stop me. Can't deny. 늘 당당하게 내디딜 바를 one step. 노래 lie lie la 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 la. 이렇게
Wow, this song is incredible. Yeesh. All these debuts, and the debut songs are out of this world good. Okay. Hey, I will give it to them. That's an incredible song. The song feels a little subdued for pop, for K-pop, and in a good way. It's catchy, it's rhythmical, it's got a great bounce to it, but it's a little quiet in the best way possible. And it's is it Moombaton? I'm like Hani from New Jeans. Do not ask me to put genres to music. I'm so bad at that. But that bass, the bounce to it, it's definitely not typical K-pop. I think even some of the other instruments that I heard in it are a little bit more, at least in that realm of music. But the music video, actually, it's fun and entertaining and cool. I was entertained the whole time watching it. All the sets that they have are pretty visually eye-catching. I think from the get-go, it's pretty eye-catching. From the way they shot it, it's pretty eye-catching. Let's just roll it back real quick.
Can't you feel it? Can't you see it? 오묘하게 가려진 veil. Can't you feel it? Can't you see it? 오묘하게 가려진 veil. 상상해봐 뭐든지.
I'm gonna be honest, they had me at "Can't You See It." I don't know who that is, but her vocals when she says "Can't you feel it? Can't you see it?" she immediately got me there. Something I like about the opening of this video anyways. The kid with the orange hair, the way there's this bounce, right? Right when the bass drop comes in, the way the camera moves with her, so it's like moving with the groove of it, but then it cuts to this off corner, not completely centered, locked off shot that's slowly zooming in. It kind of messes with the rhythm, and I think that's really cool. It makes it way more interesting to watch how they play with it. The vocals right there, the groove, fantastic. I think that's something that the music video does really well. It's in line with the song. Is that the song's kind of very chill. It's a very fast and bouncy song, but it's also very chill. But so is the camera work. If you look at the series of camera work, like the shots, a lot of holding shots, a lot of slow swoops. There's also a lot of, I think, visual emphasis on circles. I don't know if that was intentional. Maybe it's purely because of the spaceship vibe that they're going for, the alien aspect vibe that they're going for. But I think it also just suits the song because of that 808, just that rhythmical bounce. So you're constantly seeing just circles everywhere. The circle in this set, the circular set of like this almost dome-like thing that they're in, the fisheye lens that they shoot in, this wheel that she's constantly on. So that's just a small little thing that I just thought was a nice touch. We were here. More circles. God, that's so catchy. I think that's one of my favorite lines. I turn my superwoman on when I wanna. That's a very smooth line.
What you think about me? What you think about me? 새롭게 펼쳐나가. What
The
you
transition
think
with the
about me?
donuts is really interesting.
What you think about me?
They shot that really, really well. They shot this member's close-up scene really, really well. Just like this,
What you think about me?
like the dreamy aspect, like because this section of the song sounds really dreamy and the way it looks really dreamy, especially like this harsh bright light that they have on her. It's casting like even a harsh shadow on the other side. They've got a nice purple kick light too. I just appreciate the little subtle lighting things that they add, because then it looks like it's the lighting from like this light trail that's lighting her. So it makes the CG look way more
What you
motivated.
think about me? 세상을 바꿔 la la la. Just me. I have power. I'll take you under. 난 자체 내 정도 모르니. 있으면 너 baby. 보여줘 who I am. I have power. 한번 멈춰서 be I can't deny. 늘 당당하게 내디딜 바를 one step. 너의 lie la 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 la. 이렇게 I tell me superwoman I'm when I wanna. Cause I'm my own superwoman. 숨겨지지 않아. It is my real stuff.
All right. In particular, I will say this is a really impressive song. This is a really impressive group. I say impressive group because when I watch this, every single member, when watching this and looking at this, I definitely have the thought of, I can see why they're in this group. I can see why this was a survival show group and why each of these individual members won. Everyone has some kind of very charismatic, tenacious quality about them. There's something very, I don't know, maybe it's the concept of the song, the Superwoman. I can turn my Superwoman on when I wanna. There's kind of like a bit of a badass attitude to that line, even though the song is a smooth jam. So everyone's got, I don't know, in my opinion, kind of like a bit of a, I don't know, an attitude. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I know that term can sound a little negative, but I mean, they've all got a bit of an attitude that I think is really cool. But in particular, I think these three really stood out to me. Or at least they were among my favorites. But I will say everyone stood out. I will also say, though, by the way, I don't know if my mouse shows, but when I say these three, I'm talking the girl in the center with the bleached hair, the girl with the red hair, like more like the crimson red as opposed to the orange, and the girl with the black hair and the highlights. I think they were some of my favorites in terms of like they had a lot of charisma. I will say though, this is the first time I've really, really felt this watching this, where I'm like, way too young for my blood. Way too young for my blood. I don't know if I can stand it. It looked like, you know, they're talented for sure. I am not saying otherwise, but a lot of them just looked like kids. And mind you, they are all kids, I'm sure. But just a little too young, like just a little too like, oh, they debuted them a little way too early, it feels like. Something about them just feels really young. And you know what? I don't mean to insult them either. It could just be like a visual, that's how they look type of a thing. And I know that a lot of people who especially stan K-pop and watch it, listen, what, Nicki from NHYPEN was like 13 when he debuted, 13, 14, something like that. He was the youngest idol to debut at the time back then. And so I know like that's like a thing in K-pop, and I've just personally never just had that moment watching it. And so maybe it's just me, and it's my point in time in my life where I'm like, damn, I feel old watching this. But watching this, the song hit for me, but watching this, I'm like, I feel too old watching this. These girls actually feel like a generation way, way different from me. There's something about their attitude. There's something about the way they carry themselves that I'm very impressed by, but also feels a little unfamiliar there's like a generational disconnect. I mean, most of the idols are Gen Z that I watch, but it definitely felt a little different this time around. I don't know quite what it is. Maybe I'll know in Curious. Guys, I want to know your thoughts about Superwoman and UNIS. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this girl group. In terms of the music video, it's cool, you know, but that's kind of where I stand. You know, I there was not anything in particular that blew me away. I think the thing that stood out to me the most and that I liked the most was that it felt like a very consistent music video in that the lighting was consistent as well as the patterns that you see. It's a very pattern-driven music video. Whether it's the constant the constant reuse of like circular symbols throughout the music video, or even just the pattern of this dome set right here. It's a very aesthetically pleasing music video to look at in that way. But also at the same time, the pink feels almost just a little flat, almost. I think if it wasn't for them introducing, you know, their black outfits, like they're wearing, I think, pink outfits in some of those scenes. That's where I felt like, oh, it could be a little much. But I think when they have the black outfits, it equally like balances out the music video in that way. So I think it's actually really well done. I also think it's one of the few music videos where I actually really enjoyed the CGI. There were several moments in the music video CGI where I was like, oh, this is actually very pleasing to look at. Like, it's just very well done. These scenes right here, I think is well done. There was also another close-up. Not all the CGI. Like this one, it's flat. The lighting is like way too flat on her compared to the background. Like the lighting is not consistent at all, because basically like the set is way too bright and there's way too many different lighting sources for the CG background, and it doesn't feel right. So basically it looks like wherever they are, some kind of spatial planet, space planet, alien planet, whatever. The sun is clearly on the right side, but she's clearly lit from the her right side, but camera left. So the lighting sources are like kind of colliding with each other. Doesn't look as clean. That's fine. There are some shots that do look really cool. If I can find it. This girl's set.
Think about me.
This one's really well done.
What you think about me? What you think about me?
This set, that like the multiple versions of her like coming across, that one I thought looked really, really good. I thought she was really well lit in comparison with her set. And with the move that they're pulling off, like bringing in multiple copies of her, they had to light that right. But the lighting looks like, see, if you look at the lighting, first of all, she's being lit from multiple sources, which is just, she looks completely spherical, if that makes sense. So it makes this CG shot look way more real, as if like she's being lit by this background that she's in. It makes the background feel more real. We all know that it's not. We all know that it's a CG or green screen chroma key background, but the way that it's lit makes it more immersive, and I really appreciated that. So yeah, guys, that is UNIS's Superwoman. I gotta admit, I'm fairly impressed. I really, really dig the song. But we're going to have to check out the next comeback to really determine what I think of the group. But as for a debut, very impressive. Very amazing song. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting something a bit more confident and maybe even brighter, and perhaps something a little bit more hard-hitting with a title like Superwoman. But it surprised me in the best way possible. It was killer. Guys, thanks for tuning in to Superwoman. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You can subscribe over here. You can check out my other videos over here, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.